Facts that can save your life one day. Square wave systems may look beautiful, but they hide powerful currents underneath. Square wave systems, or as they are scientifically called, cross-sea, is a phenomenon caused when waves from certain weather systems continue to exist even though the wind has shifted. According to people from areas that experience this odd sight, there is more than meets the eye. The waves may seem beautiful, but they are powerful currents hidden underneath the surface, and that's why the waves still exist even though the wind has shifted. If you ever see these waves formed while you're in the water, you should leave the sea as fast as possible. You can ask Siri to call an ambulance for you in an emergency. In 2016, a mother of one in Australia saw her daughter turning blue from her baby monitor. She immediately rushed to perform CPR on her, but on the way she dropped her phone. However, she remembered that she could use Siri and shouted, "Hey, Siri, call an ambulance." Siri called the paramedics and the mother communicated with them by telling her the address. The paramedics arrived and restored the little girl's breathing. The mother later sent a thank you letter to Apple. If someone points a gun at you, you should maintain eye contact. Having to deal with an armed person is one of the most terrifying things that can pass through anyone's mind. However, as hard as it may sound, keeping close eye contact with the gunman is the best thing to do. Looking at them straight in the eyes will make them feel uncomfortable and even feel bad for what they are doing. Even if they want to steal from you, they may just walk away because they are embarrassed and not take anything from you. Remember, the person on the other side is still a human being and only feels powerful because they're holding a weapon. If you are being followed, turn right 4 times. If you've been driving for a long time and you continue to see the same car behind you and you suspect they're following you, the best advice you can follow to avoid them is to stay calm and turn right 4 times in a row. This will result in you getting back to where you started, and if the other car is still behind you, there's no doubt they are after you. If this is the case, try to get to a busy road with lots of people around, and maybe then they'll leave you alone. You can use sanitary pads to dress large wounds. During World War II, a woman named Kimberly Clark developed cellucotton, a material that absorbs very large quantities of blood. Using this, she created bandages for soldiers. After the war, this invention was used to create sanitary pads for women. For all the obvious reasons, these pads can be used for any type of serious or big skin wound and will help keep it disinfected and blood-free. Until you can find medical professionals to help you, just wrap a pad around the infected area and tape it down. Do not eat snow no matter how desperate you are for water. Ever get stuck in the woods and you desperately need a source of water, you might be tempted to eat some snow, but you should erase that thought immediately. In such a freezing environment, you should avoid putting something so cold into your body due to the dangers of hypothermia. Hypothermia is caused by extreme exposure to cold, and putting something completely frozen in your body will only make the hypothermia occur faster. Instead, you should try and start a fire and melt as much snow as you want. This way, the higher temperature of the water will offer some warmth to your inside. Do not pick up a person that has fainted. When somebody faints, they undoubtedly cause great panic around themselves. But one thing you should never do is to try and shock them by slapping them or pouring water on them. You should also avoid lifting them up. The best thing to do is to lift their feet above their heart level and keep them there until they gain consciousness. The elevated feet intensify the blood flow to the brain and therefore bring back the oxygen, the lack of which causes them to faint. Make sure to loosen their belt if they have one. After they have gained full consciousness, you can help them get up and don't let them drink any caffeinated drinks or coffee. Before natural disasters, make sure to fill your bathtub and sinks to have a good supply of clean water. According to the FDA, after major national catastrophes like tornadoes and hurricanes, the water supplies are severely contaminated, if not cut off completely. You can be prepared by buying bottled water and also filling up all your sinks and bathtubs with water, so that you won't have a shortage after the catastrophe period. You'll need that water to wash your food and your hands. Another solution is to safely use tap water, is to boil it before you use it. By boiling, all the harmful organisms die to make them safe to use. In case of tornado, hide in a bathtub. While most people will tell you that rushing to the nearest shelter or bunker when a tornado arrives is the safest thing to do, there might not always be enough time to do that. Bathtubs have proven to be the most secure place inside your house to hide in case of a tornado. According to AccuWeather, bathrooms have strong framing and the pipes help keep their structure together. Also, the tubs are so well anchored to the ground that they are usually the only thing standing in houses after hurricanes. tornadoes. Make sure that you take a big cushion with you to protect yourself from debris that may fall on top of you. If you feel that the wind is so strong that it might take you with it, just grab onto the facet. If you found that video interesting, please hit that like button, and if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe.